guys were drinking corn.
Okay, I think we're good. Alright. D&D! We are back! Yeah! Dun, 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 dun.
Nobody better. Campaign sucks, but that's fine.
Wish we
Alright.
could power level. Alright, so the last session, or the conglomeration of last session with the one before that, was kind of a jumble of you guys getting to Kresk. You guys met Dimitri, who's the burgomaster there. Vildor got pretty heated about finding his little boy strung up on the wall, and then after that, Dimitri took you guys, after giving you some information about some of the werewolves that have been kind of taking out the trade routes and making things even harder than they needed to be for Kresk, as if they weren't hard enough. So then he led you guys north, and then when you guys got there, there was a carriage that was being driven by some phantom steeds that had their fiery manes and hooves and such, and a man that you guys now know as Rahadin was at the werewolf den speaking with the werewolf Kirill, and he was doing an exchange where they had 8 kids. Rahadin picked up 4 of them, and then Kirill kept the other 4. At that point, Alaric was kind of sneaking up and was kind of getting the scope of the conversation out, and then after the carriage had kind of taken off and gotten away, you guys went into the werewolf cave and proceeded to have a pretty lengthy combat session where you basically fought werewolves in 3 different phases of this cave, and were able to kind of do pretty well managing that. It got a little hairy at the end after I think the spellcasters realized that it was not done by the time they got to Kirill.
Yeah, I might have misunderstood that.
But you guys were able to successfully dispatch of Kirill, and then you guys met a woman who was in one of the cages. That was Zulika. Yep, Zulika was caged up, and then Zulika had mentioned that she was, yes, a werewolf, but also was opposing Kirill because he was doing things that she did not believe in, did not believe were right. And as punishment for that, he had locked her up and traded off her brother Emil to Strahd as a kind of like a bargaining chip. She's unaware if Emil's dead or alive, but she had asked you guys that if you guys do at any point go to the castle of Ravenloft to look for her brother and see if you could possibly free him. And then at that point, you guys also set the kids free. They were unharmed. They were just locked up in the cages. And then there was the statue of the Night Mother, and it had a bunch of gold and like trinkets and other things kind of laying around it. And Zulika had noted that it was afflicted with something bad by taking it, and that she recommended not taking it. But then Alaric decided that he was going to put it into his bag of holding, and
No, separate bag, sorry.
or separate bag of his bag of holding, but he was going to keep track of it. And that you guys kind of, after some deliberation, decided that maybe it would be worth it to be able to study the curse and try to find out some of these things about that, and that Alaric had also disclosed that there was things afflicting him that he believed to be the same thing. So at that point, you guys kind of decided that you were going to camp out for the night, because on a full moon, Zulika was afraid that if she walked out of the cave and got into the moonlight, that she would turn into a werewolf and she wouldn't be able to control herself. She did say that she wanted to no longer be a werewolf. She wanted to be lifted of the curse. So Vildor said that he might be able to help with that, but he would need his spell slots back. So at that point, you guys kind of decided to rest up. And one more thing before we actually rest. Did you guys loot Kirill's body? I can't remember if we did that last session or not. I know someone cut his head off.
I cut his head off.
You cut his head off.
I don't think we did.
Well, to be honest, I put my tent up
Yeah.
at the very end of the session for the kids, and
Yep.
I know we ended up with Gorath and Razul telling them stories and stuff.
Right.
I was actually going to take that time to go just search around the cave in general, where we fought Kirill right at the end.
Yeah.
So I was planning on if I didn't see anything overturned, and I was just gonna like maybe investigate a little bit more of like that space. So in the meantime, probably noticing that nobody did loot him, I probably would have.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
In case of like anything needed that any of these guys would use.
Yeah. So roll a investigation check for the for you going on his doing the investigation of his body.
Oh fuck me! Starting off hot with a nat 1.
Okay. So
Why did I use that dice? That was my bad dice.
okay. So there, you go up to him, and so the first thing you notice is obviously with him being a werewolf, he didn't have any weapons on him. He was just using his hands and magic and all the other things. Roll an Arcana check.
Come on.
10.
Okay, so the DC is not terribly hard. So you look around his body, but because of how dimly lit it is, and there's not a ton of light kind of obscuring this, and he's a black werewolf, so like the things on his body are kind of hard to see in the dark. You do get the sense that there's something of magical property near, around, or on him.
Okay. Well, the head is not there, which
No.
that was kind of my plan of beheading him anyways.
Okay.
In a fit of rage for Inro going down because of him and having feelings of failing Dorian and not being able to get to him and revive him myself, I'm just gonna take my shield and I'm just gonna like continuously just bash it into the chest of Kiro.
Okay. So when you do that, the very tattered clothes that he's got kind of continue to rip and mangle and like kind of, I guess, like just continue to get more and more ripped and tattered.
And first, actually, can I clarify? Am I out of sight from where we were camping?
You're not out of sight, but you're farther away. Like, here, let me...
Okay, because I would like to, if there's any way I could move him to a place where nobody would see me and then do it.
Okay.
Just because there's kids around, so I don't want the kids to like see me
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. That's fine.
Like they're in the tent, but that's the main thing is I just want to get him
Yeah, that's fine.
maybe even like towards the goldish and then just
Yeah, I'm good with that.
okay.
Will we notice him doing this?
I guess I would
or
hear you
hear
guys.
it.
You guys can roll perception checks to see if you hear it.
Oh, man.
Vilda
11.
got 18.
Your boy got 15.
13.
I would say, yeah, all of you guys hear him dragging Kiro's body. It's a pretty large body.
I'll kind of like, wait, what are you doing with that?
And then just fucking, you see me just immediately taking the shield and just bashing it in the chest.
I think burning it might be more productive than what you're doing over there, Enral.
What good is that accomplishing? He can't be more dead than he is now.
And then the dragon came through the air. Hooks on the
It's not for his body coming back to life. This is for me.
Are any of you guys standing near him while he's doing
Yeah, I'll
this?
go up and kind of like, I'm kind of getting like, I'm getting like some sort of enjoyment from it because I've seen Enroll do a lot of things, and this is the first time I've seen Enroll kind of be like violent.
Okay.
Not trying to
Or like,
game,
not like a bad violent, but like uncontrollably violent.
but you mentioned that he's got something on him that's magical. Is that something that could be like, is it like something that could be sensed? Or like how do they know, I guess, there's something magical on him?
I mean, Enroll would be the only person that knows that it's magical
Just because
he did the
there's-
check.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Hold on. I gotta double check a spell.
Dude, there's some sweet new spells they have with that Heroes of Faerun.
Yeah.
They have a lot of abjuration spells.
That's what my Layrels.
Yeah, that lance
right
that
away.
you had
That
was
was from
yeah,
that.
because I looked up. You can just filter by that book, and there's a ton of wizard abjuration spells in
I wish I could do a spell.
that.
Are those fair game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your class can use it, it'll specify which classes can use it. But
My multi-class is a wizard. What the heck?
They added do you see they added like a new class, like a boxer?
oh really?
This should have me.
There's like it has like 6 or 7 like subclasses of like different type of like boxing backgrounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pretty
It's not like a monk.
No, it's like it's more tanky.
I was gonna say it's more strength based.
Yeah, it's based on strength, and then like their AC is based off like their con too. So like it's more like it's almost like a barbarian almost, but like you're more like monkey like in
Yeah.
the way you fight.
Yeah.
Be me.
Okay, so I have detect magic as one of my spells.
Yeah.
Just as being an elf.
Yep.
After I like exhaust myself bashing the chest in, I will cast detect magic because it doesn't use a spell slot.
Okay. So what you will, I guess, pick up is that on Kirill's body, around his waist, there is a kind of like rolled up, like he's got like, I'm picturing like a sash, and then there's like a little spot in the back of his like sash that almost looks like a kind of like almost like a pocket like this, but it's like it goes in like this, not like to the side, and it's on
Gotcha.
his back.
Okay, I think like
And there's some, your detect magic is picking up something from the pocket.
I think because I feel like all this for her is happening in like a very quick like adrenaline rush. So I feel like with her like just bashing the shield into the body and she's just like ripping shit open in a fit of rage. I feel like she just like rips the sash off like not meaning to.
Yeah.
And she rips the whole thing off and throws it behind her towards Drazul.
Okay.
And then like I feel like the magic like kind of like catches her eye, and so she casts detect magic as it's happening, and then she like drops to a knee. Drazul, look in that sash.
I'll pick it up, open it.
Okay. And the only thing that is in that sash is this.
Entry. The nexus sealed.
I'm gonna guys to read it aloud.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just normal voice.
Yeah.
That'd be a grind.
That would be.
500 XP if you can.
In the records we have uncovered, it is written that the pendant grants passage only once. Once the bearer crosses the threshold, the gateway seals behind them, never to open again. Armin believes this may not be our doom, for should the way remain open, the evil that hunts the Nexus might seize it before the key bearer can awaken its power. Quote its ends. The pendant alone permits entry, but only the key itself can awaken and command the heart of the Nexus. In my studies, I found mention of the Nexocrons, some form of arcane power source deeply entwined with the Nexus creation. Their purpose remains unclear, but their knowledge may prove vital. Without them, even the key may lie dormant. From this moment forward, every decision we make will shape what follows. The fate of all may hinge upon this single passage.
All right. Speaking of like, there's that orange crystal thing that Vildor picked up. I didn't add anything to my inventory. Like, what should I call that?
You can't really,
Yeah.
you can't really tell what it is just because it's all obscured. Here you go.
Call it the sun.
Here you go. So I guess you could just put like a orb of arcane energy, or like almost like a, what's it called, like the
A Nexocron?
Strong.
what are the fucking globes that like Madame Eva uses? You know what I mean? Like one of those little
like a
Seeing stone.
An orb.
scrying ball.
yeah, kind of like that. It looks like that. but
Palantir.
It's like
Oh, it's perfect. It's like a bowling ball. Like it's
Lord of the Rings, shut up.
yeah, it's like smooth right now on the outside, and you can see into it, but it's all like a milky, like
Is it like a crystal
purpley
ball?
black
Yeah, like-
haze.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
like a crystal ball. Yeah,
Like a gem ball.
yeah.
Like a big
And
ball
then
sack.
you and you when you were like looking at it, you sensed some of the same energy that you had sensed before,
The eye
but
of Sauron
without
is.
any investigation of it.
So
That's
Franz
you see the
Frodo.
same thing he does.
It's too cool.
If you get all of them together, you get a giant scrotum.
Have to carry around a wheelbarrow.
Right?
Behold my storm scrotum.
All right. So with that being said, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to go to bed? Do you want to?
I want to speak to Enron. Hey, do you mind if we have a little discussion before we go to bed? Just you and me.
And after she like gets up off her knees, she's back to being normal. Sure.
I would prefer that no one else is a part of it. I trust the information and decision making you have be the most helpful.
Sure.
And we'll go like back up to like where they were sleeping, like not the kids but the like opening, and we'll go kind of up there.
Yep.
So I know that was a lot, but I think if anyone's going to help me here, it's going to be you on figuring out what this curse is. Do you have any ideas, or are you familiar with what you've seen?
I definitely have to see you in a light of, well, like my husband. If this is truly affecting you, but you've been able to hold it at bay, I've never seen a curse quite like it or heard of it. I've dealt with plagues, I've dealt with poisons, I've dealt with toxins, broken bones, limbs, intestinal failures. I've done everything for a normal person, but as we can see, we're not normal. And I'd assume this curse is not normal, but I can definitely take a look. There's nothing that hasn't crossed my path. Nothing has crossed my path that I haven't been able to figure out.
Well, I think anything we can try for it. I've been able to hold it off, but I can feel it spreading, especially when I got in contact with whatever all this gold was. I could feel it like moving within me.
Yes, you had could tell there was a racking pain throughout your body that you somehow, with your mind, could keep at bay to a certain extent. However, at the moment on me, I may not have the means and the antidote, but with time and understanding how this works, I will have to inspect you, Alaric.
I think even if we try a remove curse spell, and if it's not going to cure the whole thing, but if it can reverse anything, even what I've experienced here today, I think it's worth a try.
Yes, I've dealt with a few curses, all different, but I will go back to my notes, and you see as she will pull out for the first time that you guys haven't seen her do. She pulls out like legit like this big binder of a book, and she flips open a couple pages, and you see like she's going through as if it's like a ledger of all of the patients she's ever had and what had happened with detailed notes inscribed on them, and she's just like, no. This might help. I will read before I take my trance tonight, and I'll see if this can help.
Thank you. And then I'll kind of head back down, and I'll find a place kind of farther away from everyone to kind of sleep myself, since Vildor did not want me being close to any of them.
Sounds good. Okay, so is everyone else going to bed?
Before I go to bed, I was going to take the head of Kirill and one of my javelins and go out front of the cave and stick a javelin in the ground, and then take Kirill's head and post it up on the spike or on the javelin as a warning to the werewolves.
Very nice. You can do that pretty easily because you can't move. Alrighty, so Werewolf Head is on a javelin outside. Alaric is sleeping away from the party. And so we're all going to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Alright, so we are all going to bed. Again, with kind of how Zulika is, you know, like you guys get the sense that you don't really need to necessarily do a watch just because she can't really go to sleep anyway. And you guys have all the kids here in their tents and bedrolls and all that good shit. So as you guys are falling asleep, all of you will begin to doze off. And Alaric. Sleep takes you hard, and without dreams at first, you find yourself falling into a deep, dark hole. Until you open your eyes and you find yourself standing in a gray, endless fog. Before you stands all of your companions, Vildor, Gorath, Drazul, Dorian, and Inril. Blades drawn with their backs together, shielding you, fighting one against shapes that move within the mist. You are with them, but you are on the ground, hands behind you, confused. You stand up and fight beside them. Steel clashes, spells roar, and the mist recoils as the misty marauders carve a path through the shadows. Days pass through the sky, though the sky never changes, and exhaustion never leaves your bones. They trust you and you trust them. They laugh with you, they bleed for you, and then you feel it. The black in your chest. At first you feel its pulse, and then a throb, then a hunger, and then nothing. While you sleep, you stare into this fog, and it stares back at you, almost with malicious intent. The veins beneath your skin begin to darken and spread, crawling like roots through your ribs. Each lie you tell spreads more over so than you ever have imagined before. And the faster and faster it spreads, the more that you feel it and the more that you feed it. You begin to move faster than the others, strike harder, see farther into the mist. You stop needing rest. You stop needing warmth, and you stop needing them. The battle grows easier as you fight harder and harder for them. One of them falls behind. Vildor falls to a knee and is dragged screaming into the fog by only a large entity. Gorath's light flickers out. Drazul's roaring defiance before being swallowed by the mist is heard as he yells in defiance. Dorian's blade shatters in his grasp, and Inril reaching for you, and then a hesitation. Just for a moment. The mist coils around all of them, and silence follows. The fog begins to clear, and as you stand alone, the black veins now crawling up your throat, into your eyes, and behind your head. Your shadow lagging half a heartbeat behind you. Around you is 5 pikes driven into the earth, bearing the familiar heads of Vildor, Gorath, Drazul, Dorian, and Inril. Their eyes not open, not accusing, but disappointed. You feel no grief, only clarity. The mist parts like curtains, revealing a throne of stone. And rising from the fog, crimson banners stirring in the wind. You cannot feel the wind, but you can sense its movement. At its base stands a tall figure in black and red ornate garments, composed, patient, and inevitable. This is Strahd. Watching you with something dangerously close to approval. You step forward and you kneel. You gather the 5 heads from their pikes, as though collecting trophies, and lay them down at his feet. He does not smile. He softly speaks. You see now. He says softly, power requires sacrifice. He draws a thin, elegant blade and takes your right hand and slices down the palm of your hand. Dark blood welling, then presses the blade across your fingers and cuts a shallow but deliberate cut. Blood falls between you. He clasps your hands in his, and your black veins flare, and the mists wrap around your shoulders and your cloak. Rise, he commands. And for a heartbeat, you want to. You want the strength. the certainty, and the freedom from guilt. Then everything goes black. You wake suddenly from the dark, your right hand burning. When you lift your dim light, there is a fresh, clean slice across your palm, thin, deliberate, still, and red. You begin falling into another hole. When you awake, you are surrounded in a large, dense forest, only that is visible to you as the person who is standing within it. A large, ominous figure begins to crawl towards you. And the crawl turns into a gallop, and then it abruptly stops in front of you. As it stops in front of you, you see two large, red, burning eyes, massive claws, massive legs, and massive shoulders standing above you. And as the mist parts, you are face to face with what only people can describe as truly evil. And everything goes dark, and you wake up. And this is what you were seeing at the end of your dream.
Looks like a large werewolf.
With its head chopped off.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
You got no
Best dream I've ever had in my life.
When you wake up,
and
That part was true.
when you wake up, you are in a deep, deep sweat. Like you are super, super sweaty and yeah, heart's racing, super sweaty, uncomfortable, uncertain.
kind of like look around. Holy shit. I'll kind of like, brush my head a little bit and kind of like start walking. I'm gonna kind of just stroll to where like they're camping and just kind of like do a reassurance kind of check on them just to like get myself back to reality.
Yep, they're all there. They're all laying down. Pinrill's tent's still up. Sulik is still kind of chilling by a fire.
Doing some light reading in the morning.
Yep. Just something slight.
That was not good.
You look disheveled, little one.
Just say I had a nightmare, to say the least.
What was it about?
The prince himself. I was doing terrible things. Out of my control. I felt controlled.
It's probably that curse that's on the gold.
I've had these before, but for some reason this one was more realistic than anyone's I've had before.
I too have had realistic dreams here.
Don't know if it's
Perhaps they are visions.
a vision, a bad omen.
What did you see?
I can't share that. I must endure this myself, or I'm not going to be able to trust me if I shared with you what I was dreaming of.
To be fair, I don't really trust you that much anyways. Haha. And that time I actually mean it as a joke, so you can tell my guy's kind of joking.
And at this point too, I would say that all of you guys are kind of waking up.
Well, I think we need to get going.
And the one thing I'll tell you specifically, Alaric, is that you have a feeling that you do not feel rested at all. You do not have any of the benefits of long rest.
Oh, snap. Good thing I'm not a spellcaster. Let's go.
Oh, fuck.
You like see my eyes, they're like fucking bloodshot.
Do I see how rough of a shape he's in?
Yeah, I mean, because he hasn't really like he hasn't benefited from anything, and he didn't get any sleep. So yeah, he looks pretty rough.
Do you want us to carry you on the travel? You don't look good.
I'm going to. I don't think this costs a spell slot, but I have the Awaken Mind ability, so I think as long as I have like a Awoken Mind, so I can like make a telepathic connection with somebody for like a duration. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say I'm gonna message Vildor in my Awoken Mind. Be like,
I think the curse is taking hold of our little friend. Do you have any remedies for what ails him?
Indeed, Visual, indeed.
He will not survive if we're attacked again today. He's weak.
Let me flip through my spell book
Exactly. Choosing my spells too again.
and see if I can find anything to help our friend.
And I'll kind of go over to Enroll and be like, Enroll, I know we talked last night, but I made something quicker than I thought.
Well, if it needs to be dealt with now, we can try.
If we're in no hurry, Enroll may have a remedy that may help me, if that's alright.
Yes, it is best we do not travel with the state you're in.
Thank you.
You'll slow us down.
And I'll kind of, I'll start taking all of like my clothes off, my bag of holding, everything, and I'll just be in my like undergarment.
Okay.
And kind of like, I'll go, I'm assuming there's like some sort of like, you know, bed, not like a bed, but like, you know, like a, yeah, like a leather like niche so I can sit down or something, and I'll kind of like prepare myself and just kind of like almost like a kid nervously waiting at the doctor, just like waiting for Enroll.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta see what I can do with my spells for today.
I see the gold is already taking effect on you, Mr. Nimblewick.
It's not the gold that is taking the effect. It's whatever that was lurched onto it. It may have amplified what I've been experiencing, but nothing I'm not unfamiliar with.
So yeah, I will, assuming the tent is up, I will get the kids out of the tent if they're not already. In the tent, some of you have not been in there, but in the tent you notice that there's not much. There is a bed that just magically appears. There's just like a small chest that like anything I put in there gets returned to me afterwards. There's just a single beam with a torch on it. Yeah, and then there's like a small desk that's just like a personal desk, and then underneath the bed you see me go underneath it, and as I pull it out I like snap something open, and it's essentially just like a table, like a hospital table of sorts, and I sort of just pop it open, and then I take my helmet off and I set it down. My true eyes will need to see you. Please.
I'll kind of like look around. If I could have some space, I would appreciate the discretion. You're welcome to stay nearby, but
I will go scout out ahead, make sure the path is still clear.
I will join you, Villa.
I'm just gonna kind of turn away and start pulling a notebook.
Like side-eye.
and I'll go into the tent and kind of pop a squat on the medical bed that he just put up for me.
Okay.
I will
The cat.
cast enhance ability on myself.
Okay.
So I'm going to touch myself. Pause.
Oh, Enro. I didn't
I
know that. I didn't know that type of check
I'm
off.
essentially
You know what I have to
choose
do.
any of my skills, and I'm going to choose wisdom
Okay.
to get advantage on ability checks for an hour.
Excited for you.
Okay.
So I'll cast that.
Can I make it known that I want to try to creep back over there? I'm going to try to peek in through the... I'm going to do it stealthily. I'm going to try to peek back in the tent because I want to learn what she's doing.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Oh, nice.
Assuming we'll roll perception so we see him.
A Minotaur's head. Just
20, Dirt. Slowly
Hey, don't mind me, guys.
Okay.
And
I rolled a 19.
I will sort of... I'm assuming I ask you to take your shirt off, please.
Yeah, I'm already bare ass naked other than my other hermits.
And then, as I actually turn around and see, I go, you could have kept your pants on.
Oh, I didn't know what you had to do to me. I'm sorry.
Well, I feel a little uncomfortable. Please put your pants back on. Back on the table.
Am I witnessing this right now?
Yeah.
I guess I'll go put my pants on.
And I will make sure that any of his other belongings are far away from the table, and I actually will take them and set them outside of the tent,
Okay.
and then return back in.
Okay.
And as he's laying there, I will sort of go around him, and I will take out, I have this long, thin needle. I also have this contraption that is usually used for removing tumors,
Okay.
and I will set it beside him,
Okay.
and I will flip your hands open, and I will sort of like be checking like your fingers, and I will sort of like move your wrist in a way that like allows your shoulders, and you feel like I hit like a pressure point, and your shoulders like slump, and you like are in completely like relaxed position, not necessarily paralyzed, but any tenseness in his upper body sort of just falls still.
Okay.
I will take out a quartz crystal about yay big, and I will put it in line with his jugular.
Okay.
I'll take that long needle, and as I take it out, I attach a leech out of one of my bottles to the end, and I will stick it straight through his sternum until I feel his breastplate,
Okay.
and I'll let it sit there. So he's just got a long, thin needle sticking out of his chest, and with that, take my gloves and my gauntlets off, hover my hand over top of him, and I'll start speaking in Celestial some words. And I will use the spell Remove Curse.
Okay.
And when this happens, you see the leech sort of digs in around the skin of that curse, and it starts to turn the leech black, just like the same color of what's on his chest. And as I have my hand hovering over top of him, that crystal starts to heat up, and you get this weird rush of burning hot sensation through your heart, but then fades away, and you kind of catch your breath, and you lose your breath for a minute, and as your air leaves your lungs, it gets trapped in that quartz crystal for just a moment, so I could puncture the needle deeper in, and you see that some of that black starts to like drift out of his skin and into my hand.
Okay.
And it says, at your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. The object is cursed magic item. Its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded.
Okay. So, are you going to keep describing anything, or is that about it?
No, it's just I'm slowly trying to use my magic to pull it out of him.
Okay, so as he's like pulling this, like, I'm almost picturing like this black, like viscous liquid is just kind of like rising to Enril's hands. The longer that he does that, like, you're in pain because you have a needle in your chest, but you also are feeling like how thick your blood was when you picked the gold up, you feel some of that start to like loosen, and you can feel it like all like almost pooling to your chest, and it's like almost like your chest is getting caved in, and it's like getting harder to breathe, but you can feel like all of it is going to a center point, and it's being pulled out of you. And
So that's like relief almost.
yeah, relief across your body, but tension in your chest, and then the longer that Inral stands there and holds it and pulls, like that tension slowly starts to kind of like fade as it's like exiting you.
And as I'm kind of sitting there, and I'm like conscious this is happening,
The only pain you have felt is the needle.
and you should know that I think this is helping me a little bit, but whatever I have, I don't think is anything that is currently fixable in your power.
And she's just in Celestial Slam, Dirokandis, Elrond. And as she's still trying to pull it, she's hearing your words, but she's concentrating on getting whatever she can out.
Yeah. So I'll say for another couple minutes you're going to do that, and then you kind of succeed and you see the rest of all that liquid kind of like forming up to your hand, and then you aren't really seeing any more like come up anymore.
And is there the noticeably black on his chest? Did it recede at all with it?
Yes.
Like significantly, or just what we noticed that had grown? Like, did it go past what had just previously grown, or is it just back to what its normal state was prior?
Back to what I would say the state was prior to him touching the gold.
Okay. And as it's there, she'll open her eyes and you'll see that almost like black tears streaming down her face as she quickly takes something out of her bag, and it's a jar, and she sort of like scoops whatever that you had into it, closes it, and then as you're still like not paralyzed but kind of like stuck to the table, she'll come over, remove the crystal, take the pit needle out, and then she'll just like slap you across the face and you like jolt back to normal.
That was intense.
Yeah! I'm gonna start clapping.
And now he does that, and I'm like,
That was awesome.
realize that he's in there.
That's unbelievable. I took a lot of notes, so I think I could maybe try this to take Vildor Vex's age away from him. It was fascinating.
Well, if it is a curse, then yes, maybe you could take some age.
Well, I think this. I think I was correct in my thinking. I believe it did give me a little bit of relief, but obviously I'm still tainted.
Like, so the way I'm picturing this is when you had the gold and you got hit with the curse initially, the black in your chest was kind of like centered around your heart, and then when you took it, it slowly spread to like your entire like shoulders and chest and like kind of a like lower part of your like sternum and upper part of your rib cage, and then it was kind of like starting to grow out onto your like shoulders and down your biceps a little bit, and then now that he's taken that out of you, it has gone back to what it was prior to you doing that. So it's you feel the same as you did prior to touching the gold.
Could I, while he's still there, and like maybe as he sits up, could I possibly make a medicine check to see if the remove curse only worked for the curse that was most recently put onto him, and that maybe if it were to be cast again, that it would target that curse? Or if it's or maybe if it's like two separate things of curses, and it only touched one and got rid of that, but there's still the other one that could possibly be done.
So what I'll have you do, I'll have you make 2 different Arcana checks. Just because you're investigating a curse and not necessarily something medically wrong with him. And curses are typically more magic in nature than medical.
I use enhanced ability. Well, I didn't mean to roll 2, but they were both 17s anyways. So that's an 18.
Okay. So the first one, I'll say, like in your investigation of like seeing him in his chest open and seeing that there's still some black there, you do get the impression of your understanding of what curses are. Obviously, knowing the spell remove curse, you're semi-familiar with them. You get the sense that you do believe that what Alaric is saying is true in the sense that he does still have a curse on him. The second Arcana check, though, is that you sense a strong curse that is within Alaric, but this curse is different in the sense that you, when you were doing remove curse, had a very strong suspicion slash like kind of understood. You knew exactly where the curse was coming from. Like you knew it was a part of the gold. After he had touched the gold, like, you know, A plus B equals C. You took the curse out of him. Just don't touch the gold again. Probably won't get cursed again. This one, though, you can't find the origin of where that curse is coming from. And so with your knowledge of, even with the spell remove curse, that this curse is very different in the sense that it would take far more than a remove curse to be able to free Alaric of what he's dealing with.
Can I add something to that?
Mm-hmm.
I would say you would notice that the curse that I got from the gold almost like synergized with the current curse I had, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. To like, it was like a secondary to what I already had.
Yeah.
If you would agree with that.
Yeah. What I'll say is almost like you kind of like when you drop a Mentos in like a Coke bottle, like it obviously reacts and it makes it way more potent, but nonetheless, like after the Mentos burn up, there's still Coke there. Like it's still there to be dealt with.
Right.
So it like what he said, it amplified the hold that it has.
It's like a lightning rod.
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't necessarily attract it, but if something strikes a lightning rod, it's gonna transmit it faster and stronger.
And you can tell that from your knowledge of curses that with every curse there is a way to remove it. It's just that the key parts in being able to remove a curse is half of it is understanding where it comes from. Because if you can't erase the origin of where the curse is stemming from, you could get rid of it, but it's like a weed. If you don't pull it up from the roots, it'll be back in no time.
Well, okay. Well, Alaric, I advise you strongly to never touch that gold again until it's removed from its own curse. I don't have many uses of that.
Fear I agree with you, but I do have one thought in my mind that may see how it reacts. I don't know if you'll agree with it, but it's a theory that I have.
Theory can only take us so far.
Anyways, I'll kind of like walk out of the tent now and kind of like look around and see what everyone else is kind of doing.
Yeah, so they're gone. They're out, kind of scouting the front of the cave out. And
did we find anything?
It's daylight now. You guys see all the similar tracks that you had seen prior to that, but I mean the head is still on the stick. Torches are still going. You guys can tell that you're in the mountains now that there's a day. Now that there's daytime, you can see Kresk like down the hill a ways.
I'm gonna look at Zuliki and the kids and I think it's time to go. Apologize for the wait.
I agree.
Zuliki, I have a question.
Yes?
Are you from this area of Crest.
Of sorts.
And I'll assume we're like traveling while I'm asking.
Yeah.
this.
We'll say that they're talking while you guys catch up to them, and then you guys are gonna head down to Crest. And then you guys are there, and then you're all heading that way. You're not doing anything. You guys aren't going back and grabbing anything or doing anything.
No.
Yeah, I think we're starting.
Did anybody ever pick up the head?
Huh?
Did anybody pick up the head?
Let's put it on
The head.
Yeah.
He put it on a javelin.
We'll send a message in case the werewolves return.
I'll leave it.
Okay.
So how long have you lived around these parts?
Time is hard in these lands. And with the abilities of a werewolf, it's hard to tell exactly how long I've been here, only knowing that technically night is where my strength is at its most. But I would say that I've been a werewolf for probably at least a decade.
So
That's
you
a
haven't
right.
had much contact with the city.
We used to not be like this. Prior to Kirill and his madness, we tried keeping to ourselves. We hunted other wolves. We went after things that were more within our prey game. And if we ever saw any vampire spawn or anything else like that, we were able to easily dispatch of them. And because our palate is not super particular, we usually never had any issues with that. But Kirill always wanted more.
And you familiar with the burgomaster of this town?
I was, but it's been so long, and when I was in Kresk, I wasn't of any nobility or anybody that was significant, and when I was there, I haven't been there in obviously at least a decade, but when I was there, it wasn't anything like Vallaki, but it had more people to it than it does, I would imagine, currently, especially after what Kirill and Strahd have been doing.
Alright. Well, hopefully you can turn a new page with what's happened here and maybe help support this town and get it back on its feet.
That would be nice. The only thing I fear is that I may have to find refuge outside of the city, because if another full moon comes about and I am still afflicted, then I am not safe to be around the very few remaining people within the city gates. I will speak to the burgomaster and I will respect his wishes. I do not think I deserve to be in anyone's good graces by any means at this point, but if I am able to lift the curse and I can prove to him that I'm able to maintain my human form, then maybe I could start a new life in Kresk and be able to actually rebuild some things and be of any use that I can. And if you do find Emil, you can send him here.
Will do. Yeah.
Yeah, so then as you guys keep
Back to
walking, you guys will kind of you guys travel for, I would say, I think it took you guys about 2 hours to get there. It's a little bit easier because you're going downhill now. So traveling takes probably say about an hour and a half. And then you guys are going to arrive back at Kresk.
Dick Chris.
The map is turning on. Keep your eyes up, boys.
Yep. Look for the grids.
Hopefully they'll pass.
No, I just had time to fix the map. I was supposed to have for you guys last time.
People are saying when it's got bit, they could turn any second now.
Yep.
Razzle.
I was never bit.
We're cooked. We're so cooked.
No grapple. Wish I had that boxer class. Elbow.
Combos.
Yeah, you get like 6 punches, but they're like half damage. That'd be sweet.
All right. So you guys are going to be right.
See the baddies. Where the hoes at?
So you guys are gonna roll up right to your gate that you guys recognize from last time. And then, I think it was Otto. I'm pretty sure his name's Otto.
The donkey guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Otto.
Okay. So you have Otto.
You're not dead anymore. Get your ass up.
Get your ass up. Otto's at the gate, and he's at the top, and he'll see you guys. And
Okay. You want in?
indeed. And he's gonna like hobble his way down, and he'll get down, and you'll hear a couple of things unpin and unlatch. The gate's gonna open up, and then from the as you can see walking towards the gate, Otto's gonna be walking with Dimitri, who is the burgomaster.
Greetings, Dimitri.
How did you fare?
The werewolf is slain. You mustn't fear about their presence anymore.
That is good news. Do you have any kind of evidence for me to see?
Well, there's evidence you are looking for. We spiked the alpha werewolf's head outside the cave.
A reminder to Raheem that there will be no more children for him to collect.
I will send a scouting party up north to make sure that the werewolves do not return. And I will see to it that they investigate this head, and then they can bring it back to me. It's not that I don't believe you, I just want more evidence for myself. But I do believe you have children with you.
And indeed, we rescued these children from the cave.
They were in the caves.
Indeed.
How many do we have?
I think like
8.
I think there was
There was 8
originally.
total.
They only took
Oh,
4.
Okay.
Rahadin took 4.
Okay.
and I wish for these children not to end up like Kristoff.
I can do my best. With the werewolves gone, and hopefully more permanently now, I will give them clothes and can see them fit, and hopefully find work for them within the city of Kresk, and at least give them some kind of purpose.
They need an education first. You need to get them in classrooms and learning. Maybe mentoring programs.
We need to make them healthy.
Yes.
I agree. I value knowledge and understanding the ways that the land has set before us. However, the best knowledge that these children can possess in days like these is the knowledge of knowing how to bear a sword. They will stay alive long enough to be able to see the knowledge that is actually true and be able to learn from it and gain from it. Because if they die, it doesn't matter what they know.
From what I've seen of this land, there are no truer words.
If you stay here any longer, you will find true meaning in that purpose. Come. We shall go to my house, what's left of it, and we can talk. I believe I told you I would give you information on Ivan and Rahadin, what I know. If that is information that you seek and would like, I have no issue parting with it. I'm just very careful about who I give it with.
Well then yes. Let's trade our duties for your information.
I have not been much of a man of greed, but from what I saw in those caves, the dealings between the vampires and the werewolves, if you could provide us with weaponry or equipment, or even gold, that would aid in our cause to prevent further dealings.
I agree.
We can share another bit of information that would be helpful to you and the rest of your town upon the gift of giving your information as well.
I agree. These are conversations we can have in my house, and I think that would be wise. I don't want any ill ears falling upon this.
So yeah, we'll walk to
Go
Dimitri's
walk
house.
to his house.
So yeah, this is
Dimitri.
the house that Dimitri's got. It's gonna be this one right here.
That thing is a piece of shit.
Yeah, dude.
Comparatively.
Comparatively, yes.
That ain't no Blackvale Keep.
That
No,
ain't no Fiona's either.
no. Money and riches are long escapes from Kresk, if you can't tell.
He brings out a wooden sword. This is the best sword I have.
This is passed down from my father.
That
His forefathers.
It is a +5.
It is a +5 wooden sword.
Plus 2. I do 2 damage.
it heals the
And
enemy.
upon striking the vampire in the heart with this wooden sword, it will vanquish any
It will
enemy.
vanquish. Alright, so he'll walk you guys inside.
We're on one tonight.
Get you guys going, and he'll sit you down. And then he'll grab a couple of drinks and stuff for you guys to have while we talk.
I'll hand my drink to Alaric.
Okay.
I'm gonna slam my drink.
He's had a tough
immediately.
morning. He needs it.
Yep.
You kind of like shake my drink, like ask for another one.
Is it goat's milk?
I would say it's just like it's a pretty normal ale.
Let's go set it down.
I'm gonna reach over.
Okay. So, the first thing that you asked me for is if I could be of any assistance. And I'm going to be honest, there's not much for me to give you here right now. What I can say is that the main source of trade that we do and the gold that we bring into the city relies on the trade route of Vallaki. The blessed pool of the sacred sun grants us the ability to farm and grow crops that otherwise don't necessarily grow in other areas of Barovia. It's one unique gift that Kresk has that is still able to maintain itself even in these harsher times. However, that being said, you solved one of the problems for us, which is getting rid of the werewolves, which I am deeply in your debt for this. The other problem remains, though, is that the main source of trade that Vallaki does with us is they give us gold and they give us wine in service of our food and other things that we can provide that are easy enough to obtain, even in these shit lands. With Barovia being where it is and how it's been afflicted by the prince, and with Vallaki being dry on wine, and with us and our trade routes being completely decimated by the werewolves, our food stocks are low, and the wine stocks at Vallaki are also low, meaning that we can't necessarily spare anything for the other city. Now that the trade routes are gone, or now the trade routes have been restored where they were previously gone, I can focus and give these children probably something to do. I can teach them how to farm. I can teach them how to tend the soil. I can teach them how to plant things that are easy enough to reproduce in quick time. That will give us the food back that we need to be able to give to Vallaki, which will give us our trade exports back. However, the other side to this is that the wine that we get from Vallaki is also a key trading export that we send to other smaller cities around that we also turn in for gold. Most of the people around here in Kresk don't really drink too often, and the wine that we get from Vallaki is very expensive. So usually we just flip it for gold. It allows us to grow more things, have more resources to buy things from Vallaki if we need it. It allows us to keep our farming prowess high. And it allows to keep us our reserves at a point where if we need to tap into it, we can. So without the wine, Vallaki's in no position to give us enough money that we would be able to rebound quickly. If the wine is returned, now that the trade routes are open again, we would be able to resume our normal day things and get our gold back. And at that point, I would be able to give you some payment for helping me deal with the werewolves, and I want to, but I'm just going to be honest right now, I can't. Even the money I have in my reserves right now wouldn't even be enough for the deeds that you've done. It would be insulting.
May I ask why everybody holds so dear to this wine? Is it the only thing that anybody ever drinks? I know places have ales and meads and things like that, but why is it the wine?
The wizard's wine, right?
Yes.
What makes it so special? Why is it needed by everybody?
Depending on who you would ask, they would give you a different answer. To me, I believe it's because it's pure. Story goes that there are gems that the wizard at the winery uses to make this wine, and that's like the blessed pool of the sun allows us to grow our crops. The gems that are magically enchanted allow the wizard to channel his energy into the ground, create the grapes, and create the wine. Just like the pool allows clarity and purity within the food, the gems provide clarity and purity within the wine.
And this wizard you speak of,
Yes.
have you met this fella?
I've spoken with Davian a few times, yes. He's a decent man.
Davian is his name,
Yes, Davian Mardukov.
and he uses his time crafting wine.
He's an older man.
Most of us are.
He was a little bit more spry in his younger years, but now, given the state of things, he finds that the best use he has in order to bring whatever good he can to Barovia and allow for sustained trade routes and for people to continue doing their things. It's more of like a domino effect. If he isn't able to produce it, and we aren't able to produce food, Vallaki could hold itself out for a while, but then Vallaki would suffer. And if Vallaki suffers, then everyone else around Vallaki probably is either dead, or it means that they're not soon to follow. You've seen Barovia, yes?
Indeed.
Si, senor.
Barovia is the way that it is, because it's under the watchful eye of the prince. He's over directly above them to the north. That's why no one dares trade with them, because he knows, they know what happens if they try to send goods or anything else there. Just like the prince wants to watch us suffer, his means of suffering on us are different than his means of suffering on Barovia. While we can't starve, he can starve them. So although we can't starve, we have just turned into his royal punching bag. And he knows how to just keep us on the brink of consciousness before he strikes another blow.
So, I know I asked you about that place up on the hill,
Yes, the Abbey.
the Abbey.
Yes.
I know you talked about that you don't go up there.
Yes.
Is this relevant to any of this stuff? Is it different?
I would say that the Abbey is not evil. I also wouldn't consider it good. But what I can tell you is that if it was under the control of Strahd, we would be in much worse shape.
So who is leading up there? Is it a priest?
His name is the Abbot.
The abbot. What does he do up there? Is he the reason for all the turning?
Yes, so the Abbot has the unique ability to take people and things that have fallen and grant them refuge, if you want to call it that, and make them into things that otherwise they would have been dead, but he is able to take things off of other things and mend them so that way they can have life again. The Abbey also plays a crucial part. There's a large farm that they have up there that they also give us. Beyond the needs that they have to sustain themselves up there, any extra food that they have, they send down to us beyond their reserves that they need.
Is this where Otto comes from?
Yes. One thing I do know about the abbot is that the abbot is heavily opposed to Strahd. But what I will say is that I think his madness towards, in his infatuation of getting rid of Strahd and the dark powers that hold these lands, some people have said that it has driven him mad, and that's why people like Otto look the way that they do. It's his morals and his decision-making and the ability to craft the people that he does to give them life again. His quality assurance has slipped.
Well, I believe we may have a reason to talk to him. Looking at a fortune card that Madame Eva gave us, it speaks of a healer. Look to the west, find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun.
Indeed.
Could very well be speaking of this man.
Could be.
Do you have any other healers, anyone else in the city?
Not that I can think of. But when you say blessed by the pool of the white sun, that is the place that I'm referring to that grants us the ability to grow the crops. It is just north of town. You walk straight up that road, and about a mile after the city ends, you will find a gazebo and a large pool.
Do you mind if we go check it out?
Of course not.
In the meantime, I do ask of one thing.
Yes.
Would you have a very fine net that I'd be able to borrow?
A net.
Yes.
Sure.
One that has lots of threads. That's something as small as, a pebble would not be able to see through it.
I could probably
But
find
enough
something.
for water could flow through it.
We have some fissures here. I could probably make that work.
I just need it for something. Thank you.
I will see to that. Now, before I let you go, whether you check out the abbot and you talk to him, you'll just go north. There's going to be a small path that will carve up a small hillside and take you to the Abbey of Saint Markovia, is what it is called. The abbot will be there. He will probably be in the main hall. You'll be greeted by other individuals like Otto. Tell them that I sent you. The pool of the white sun will be north. Follow the road. After the gates stop, follow it about another mile, and it will be there. It's hard to miss. And as for information on Rahadin and Ivan, if you want to think of Ivan as Strahd's right or left hand man, Rahadin is the other hand. Rahadin is, if there is such a thing that could possibly emulate the same level of evil and horridness that is the Dark Prince, it would be Rahadin. Ivan is his enforcer. He's a brute, he's strong, and he is on a large mounted beast. Whenever there's anything that needs to be intimidated, he will send Ivan. And he will send a message that way. Whenever he needs someone tortured, humiliated, maimed, and desecrated, he will send Rahadin. That is the message he will send Rahadin for. Rahadin is calculated, is older than time, and he's been granted powers by Strahd long before Barovia fell into the darkness that it's in now. He is pure evil. The things, if the stories are true, that Rahadin did in order to gain his power, I can't even speak them. Ivan was at one point, if the stories are true, was a good man. But like many people in this land that fight Strahd long enough, they find themselves afflicted with things.
Either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, boys.
I was born in the darkness.
And that is true with Ivan. There are other people in this land that know Ivan better. And when you find them, they'll be able to tell you what you seek. But as of right now, that is all I know on him. He is a brute of a man. He is Strahd's enforcer. And when he needs a message sent that delivers an intimidating blow, Ivan will be who he sends.
Have Rahadin or Ivan ever pushed back against Strahd, or have they ever conflicted?
I think Ivan and Rahadin would staunchly disagree on how to do things if it came down to them being in line for the throne. That being said, I also think that they're not foolish enough to think that Strahd will be going anytime soon. So I don't think that that's ever come up. That being said, if I ever did think that someone was thirsty for the throne or thirsty to take Strahd's spot, without a single heartbeat, I would lean towards Rahadin. And things that are horrible here, I would only imagine could get worse.
And they are turned as well. They're not human anymore. Or
what I can tell
pure.
you is that they are far from pure. The other thing I can tell you is that in the stories that have been told and the dealings that I've seen and had with Rahadin and Ivan never takes his helmet off in the times that I've seen him. So I can't tell you if he's a vampire, if that's what you're asking. However, that being said, I've heard stories that Rahadin is not turned. Now, whether that means he's a vampire or not, I'm not sure. But what I can tell you is that I think there is something that afflicts Ivan that makes him blood-bound loyal to Strahd. Rahadin, I don't think is afflicted by that same thing. If what I'm being told is true, Rahadin is purely evil enough to think that what Strahd is doing is acceptable, and happily joins him. And that the things that Rahadin did to ascend his power within Strahd's ranks were merely just tests to show Strahd that he was truly not afraid to do anything in order to be where he is today. Ivan was different.
Well, thank you for the information. You're the first person that actually had the strength to even talk about them.
After you've gotten punched so many times by two people, sometimes you just wish that they would kill you. But now I think I know that they're not going to kill me because they like watching me suffer.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we can check out the things around here before we head to the winery.
Indeed.
Agreed.
Now, a little bit of information that we must give you
Yes.
before your scouting party does take north towards the cave again.
Yes.
If they are to inspect inside, there's going to be a large sum of gold, gems, valuables. Although it will be tempting, you must inform them that is not to be dealt with. There is something very dark attached to that gold. It's not from here. It's something within it. Should not be spread.
I will go then. I don't want this getting in my city.
Take who you must to protect yourself, Dimitri, but they must not enter as you do.
If you can tell me that the werewolf cave is clear and that there shouldn't be anything in there to your knowledge, then I will take a couple of my most trusted men, but I will be the only one that enters the cave.
If you have spare TNT or explosive devices laying around, I say just collapse the cave entirely.
It would not to be a terrible idea. See what I can do. But yes, back to what I said earlier, is if you are able to restore the wine for the winery, the weapons you have given me have served us more than you could possibly know. And if the trade routes are restored, and on your way back, you ever find yourself back in Kresk, I can give you some payment as a true offering of my thanks, because right now, it would be insulting for the deeds that you have already done for me in the very little time that I've known you.
Seems we have that effect.
That effect is hard to come by. Please don't wear it off.
We must be going then. We have some work to do.
Sounds good. I'm going to grab some men and I'll be at the cave.
Mind if I ask you one more question?
Yes.
A trader named Henderson Vakev has not came through here. Is that familiar to you?
I can't say that I'm terribly familiar with the name. I have heard of the name, but I can't say that I've had too many dealings with him.
That's all right. That's all I need to know. Thank you. If you hear of him, let me know.
I will. I will.
Let's make our discussion on where we go next.
Well,
If you need anything from me, you let Otto or any of the other people around the city know. I'm not hard to find. I will be at the cave. I shouldn't be long.
Indeed, indeed.
let's speak by the horses.
He's gonna
Get
get
up.
up horses.
I'm gonna go piss. You guys talk.
There's some. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
There's some links in this place to Milwaukee. It makes sense, understandably, that the trade routes are so connected. However, there's a name that keeps popping up. We've heard of Erwin Mardukov from the Blue Water Inn. We were partially mentioned that the Wizard of the Wines is his brother, I'd assume, or some relation, with that name also being Davian Mardukov. And then we also have the Abbot, who is the leader of the House of the Saint Mardukov, which is the Abbey. There is part of me that thinks there's the barkeep, there's the wizard, and then there's the abbot.
The abbot also sounds like a magic wielder.
Transmutation is a school of magic, isn't it?
Indeed, indeed.
A transmuter is what Fortune said. Good on protection. Place of dizzy. It could be a play on words, a dizzying heights. He's making wine. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Possibly, I'm just saying that that name, when he spoke of Davian Mardukov being the Wizard of Wines, it made me think back to other Mardukovs we've heard of. It seems to be a regular name.
That is true.
Indeed, indeed.
There's nothing else to it, I just wanted to point that out.
Well, shall we head to the vineyard, or shall we explore this pool of the White Sun?
I think if we understand Madame Eva's readings to us well enough, if the pool is north and there's a gazebo, they said that there's three parts to this. For power and strength, we have to find a weapon of vengeance. It's supposed to be a sword. We have to go west, which we are west. We are in Crest. We found out that this is where we need to be. This is where the White Sun is. But we also understand that somehow the abbot is connected to any of this. Do we assume that the sword is where the White Sun is? Because if that's where we're looking for a sword, and it's in the White Sun, I think that is the first thing.
It says look to the west to find the pool. I think it'd be at where the pool of water is, so yes, that's...
Let's head there then. I actually, there's a reason I wanted to go there. Speaking of this cursed gold, that pool is supposed to be pure.
Yes.
May have the properties of cleansing that curse that have been experiencing.
The healer. Look to the west. Find the pool blessed with the light of White Sun.
Yes. What if the healer is the White Sun?
We're on our way.
There's also a sword there. Wouldn't that be a coincidence?
That makes sense.
But only one way to find out.
The healer is not actually a person, it's the pool itself.
Make haste.
We're putting it together. I'll grab that, make sure I grab that fishing net that I requested.
Yeah, and I'll say easy enough while you guys are talking. Like you saw like a net that was kind of slumped over your like horse's back.
Perfect. And yeah, I guess we'll start heading north to the pool.
Okay.
Yeah, pony. Yeah.
All right. So you guys head north, or not north, it'd be west, just more farther west, and kind of come to a set of gates that are similar to the ones that you entered in. You also know, and just like through your riding through the town, you guys notice that like the town itself is significantly smaller than Vallaki. Not only just in density, but just size. Like the walls are much smaller. The sheer area of the town is far smaller. So then you guys kind of go. The gates open for you as you guys are approaching out. And then, like I said, there's about a mile's worth of a trek that you guys are going to do just outside of the city. And then it's easy enough to travel because there is a road that takes you there. And eventually you guys are going to come up to a clearing of sorts. And there is going to be a kind of parting of trees. And then you guys are going to walk out. You'll see a large gazebo to the right side. And then you're going to see a very large pool of water. And the first thing that you guys are going to notice is that the water in and of itself is very, very clear. It's incredibly clean versus like all the other water that you guys have seen in natural bodies of water up until this point. It has looked really murky, almost like stale, and does not look safe to drink. Whereas like this, just upon visual inspection, you guys could assume that like if you had to drink this water, you would be safe.
I'll immediately I'll just like put my horse right here, by the tree, and I'm immediately going to start walking towards the water, and I'll I'm gonna like kneel down to it and try to inspect it a little bit more.
Are you gonna do a check, or are you just going to kind of like?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I want to do an Arcana check.
I'll do
Scoop it
I'll
up.
go to the gazebo and tie my horse around that and kind of just be in the gazebo looking at pool water.
I guess I'll do a medicine check to see if it has any like healing properties or anything like that.
Okay. Go ahead. What are you gonna do, Arcana?
Or actually, I'm gonna change that. I'm not gonna do medicine. I mean, same, but I'm gonna do survival to see if what are the properties of like this substance.
Okay.
Like obviously it's a pool of water, but if there's anything like unique about it, if it's like thinner, heavier. 16.
Okay. So I'll do you first, then I'll do you. What'd you get?
23.
Oh,
Fuck. Okay. All right. So for you, the first thing you'll do is you'll kind of get up to the water, and you will see that, like I said, as I described, it's super clear, very pure, clean-looking water, and you're gonna put your hands into it, and it's really cold, like almost like Waterboy, where the Alaskan water, like it's like that. It's cold, it's clean, it's clear, and then as you like are kind of holding it in your hands, like nothing changes about it. Like it like you even picking it up out of the pool, it still maintains that. And then you were looking for like healing properties.
Yeah, like anything else like related to that. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess like if you're just holding it, I guess are you gonna do anything with it?
When I do that, I'm assuming like when I kind of get the feeling like of that, I'm actually going to, I'm gonna start taking my clothes off.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna get ready to go dunk into the water.
Okay. So
That's where you're going.
Where the sharks are.
I mean,
He just wants his pants off.
No, I'm just taking like not all my clothes, but like my armor and shit.
Okay. Yep.
Roll for it.
So when you kind of approach and get in the water, it's really, really cold, but almost like cold to the point where it's like refreshing. It feels nice, like once you kind of acclimate to it. And some of the scrapes and the scars and the cuts and things that you have just from fighting that, from doing that werewolf encounter not that long ago, they don't seem to heal, but they don't hurt anymore.
Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to then just take my hands and kind of like look at it and then set some in the water.
Okay. Roll a d4 for me.
D4, come on.
Congrats on your extra health.
A 2.
So as you drink the water, you notice that ever so slightly, especially you because you didn't get the benefit of a full rest, that when you drink this water, it is super crisp and refreshing, and it almost feels like it gives a little bit of life back into you. And you can add 2 health to your.
You better keep
He just starts troughing.
Immediately as I do that, then like my brain's putting 2 together. I'm gonna kind of like run out to the water. I'm gonna grab that fishing net and I'm gonna start unloading that bag of all the gold that I had.
Okay.
I'm gonna load it all in there. I'm just not going to do like the copper pieces. So I will like make sure those are like, I'm assuming when I'm looking at, I take that back, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. When I look at that in the bag, does that still look to be cursed? Do I still get that same feeling of the gold? Yes, okay. So then I will throw all the stuff that I had in there besides the copper pieces.
Okay.
And I will throw it into that, like, that net, and then I'm going to go back into the water, and I'm going to kind of like wrap it and tie it, and then I'm going to fully try to submerge it into the water.
Okay. So when you do that, there's not like a black energy or anything that comes off of it, but just because like your like knowledge of the gold, you know that it's still tainted. When you dunk it into the water and you pull it back out, I guess do an Arcana check.
6.
You, from looking at it, cannot tell if anything's changed.
And I'll like hold it on there for a while, like a minute or something if I can. And then after I kind of like look at it, I'm like, oh, shit. Hey, does this still look the same to you or does it look different? And I'll yell over at.
Can I just carry over my 23?
Yeah. And you can tell that the curse is still on it.
It appears the curse is still present in these coins, Mr. Middleton.
And then for you, I'll do you. You were doing an Arcana check on just like if there's magical properties to the water. So assuming that you haven't said anything about like it giving you a little bit of life, you do tell, or you can tell that there's a little bit of a magical potency to the water. It's not strong, it's not super intense or overwhelming by any means, but you can sense that there's a little bit of a magical property that is present within the water.
From my position in the gazebo,
Yes.
I am looking into the water and trying to see if there's like anything within the water that might be giving the water its magical abilities.
Okay.
Like I'm essentially like looking for this white sun, if it's a thing in it, or if it's just the water that's the magical like presence.
I want to have you make a perception check on this because it's pretty obvious. The pool itself is pretty high, or is pretty large. What you notice is that the pool in and of itself is almost, instead of like, you know how sometimes like when like the sky parts and the light is shining down on it, it's almost like the reverse. Like the pool itself seems to be the light that is coming up off of it, and it's going into the sky.
Okay, and then does there seem like a central region to it being stronger in an area, or is it just like the entire thing is the same throughout?
The entire area is pretty much the same throughout, but you do notice that there is a little bit of a, not near as strong, not near as intense, because obviously it's like a tenth of the size, but it does appear that there's like a little bit of a light / reflection coming off of the gazebo as well.
I'm gonna start looking throughout the gazebo and see if there's anything within it that's like not necessarily out of place, but like sensing if maybe there's a magical presence in the gazebo that's causing the pool to have its properties too then.
Okay. Do an investigation check for me.
Home. Nice.
18.
Okay. So what I will this.
I was gonna be horny if I build this. Please.
Go get more. Bring it on.
Shit.
I would have died if it just polluted the water.
I know, I thought that was
Everything.
I was thinking I told
The water just turns
I
black.
told Quinn I was like the Simpsons movie, if you ever watched that, like they dump some garbage in it. And
It's
just
all-
He removed my curse. I immediately grabbed the gold.
So I would have been like, yeah, I'm out.
That's why I was like, I'll put it in the net, dump it back. I'm not touching it.
It's not bleeding.
Okay, well, we're just not going to believe that. I'm not going to worry about that. Basically, what you see inside of the gazebo is there is a couple of like nicer pictures hanging around. There's more of like a, almost kind of like a stand that you could sit and kind of almost like do preaching to towards the water. And as you are investigating, you notice that when you are walking around the interior of the gazebo, there are, what should I say, stones, like almost like square kind of like concrete stones. Some of them are loose.
Okay, so I'm going to look at these stones and see if there's anywhere if I could pick them up and if they would be placed somewhere.
Yeah. So you can pick one up, and then as you pick one up and you look around, as of right now, there doesn't appear to be anything that is like obvious that you could like place something somewhere. But what you do notice is that when you pick it up out of the square hole, there was kind of like a shelf that was being made to like hold that in place, but it wasn't necessarily fully level, so that's why it kind of was like a little wobbly and sounded hollow. Inside of that, there is a round, almost like square knob that is kind of protruding from the ground below the shelf. So basically, like, shelf is here. There's like a small square that almost looks like it's just like it's in and of itself in the center of it, and then it's just below the shelf.
Gotcha.
Where it was holding the square like piece of cobblestone
that I took out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Oh. So like that literally was just holding that in.
It was the cobblestone was literally just resting on those like on that perimeter like small square shelf.
Right.
Yep.
But this thing on the inside like this
Was underneath
Yeah,
it, but
but-
wasn't being pressed down.
Gotcha. Oh. So the other cobblestones are just placed about, or they were on top?
They're all on top. The floor itself is level, but there's two other spots that when you were walking, you kind of felt the same like little wobble of the cobblestone that you felt with this one that you just picked up.
Gotcha. So do I maybe understand that if I get enough of these specific stones to place on top, that it would level out or do something?
No, because the shelf itself is holding it there. It's almost like it's concealing what was below that piece.
Oh, gotcha. So I'm gonna see then that little knob thing or the square moves.
Yeah. So describe to me how you're gonna grab it or how you're gonna try and mess with it.
So I have like tools that would work on like bodies and stuff like that, but mostly to hold things in place and to move things.
Yeah.
So I can access
Yep.
the deeper parts of like a corpse or somebody's body that needs help. So I'm going to take out my tongs and I'm going to like wedge it in there, and I'm going to use the tongs to like, if it rotates, if it pulls out, if it pushes in, like I'm just going to try to inspect as much with the tongs, just kind of like see if it moves a certain way, and then I will like forcefully like go in there and grab it and like use my own strength to like move it.
So it's kind of hard with the tongs and stuff just because it is a piece of rock to like move it with that. So then after you kind of examine that, you go in with your hand, and it's a square. It's a smaller square than the one that you just took off, but you see it's elevated. And when you're trying to like twist it and pull it, you get resistance when you pull it, and when you twist it, you can feel that it like moves a little bit, but because it's a square in a square hole, it doesn't want to like twist. It's just loosely enough in there that it has like some space to move. And then if you push it, it'll push down, and then as you push down, you almost hear water starting to flow somewhere.
You try bopping it.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I will look around to see if there's where that flowing water might be coming from, and I will leave the gazebo if I need to find that source.
Okay, so you roll an investigation check, another one. So you can hear the water in the gazebo. You can tell it's in the area that you are in, but it is incredibly faint and you cannot tell where it's coming from.
Okay. I'll actually go back in. If I were to remove more on top of the shelf, that it would give me a better view down into this contraption or whatever's going on. Okay, because I'll do that and sort of like look in and see if like there's a way to like maybe like force it down more to like hear better, or like if there's something where if I add more to the force or add more to like getting this thing to work, if it'll help me.
So when you try to pick up the other stones, what you kind of notice is that there's like almost like grout lines, like they're kind of laid in place. And that's the one thing that when your investigation check you did, aside from it being like loose and it kind of moving a little bit, you also noticed there wasn't any grout lines that were holding this thing in place. And then when you investigate the other piece below the shelf, you try to pull it back out, you try to twist it, move it, do whatever you can with it, and it seems like it's pretty firmly in place right now.
Alright, does the shelf or whatever move?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, now I'm stuck. And I'll just kind of sit there and...
Roll a history check again, just
Okay.
in the sense of you're trying to remember what you found in here.
10.
Okay, so DC's not that hard.
You said there were other like stones and stuff.
There were other
And
square
there was
slabs.
pictures. Oh, there was other square slabs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was totally different from what I just did?
Yes. There's 2 more that resemble exactly what you just did.
Gotcha. That's where I'm confused. Okay. Well, then I will go to the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I will, like, do the same exact thing. If it's the same, I'll do it again. And I'll just do it to the other ones.
Yep, so easy enough. Now that you kind of have seen this one do what it did, you go to the other 2, you pick up the slab, you toss it aside, you see the same kind of contraption in the center, and you just, off of the last one, you push down, you hear water start to kind of pool up a little bit more, and then you go to the third one, it's the repeated process, push it down, you hear more water coming up, and then roll an investigation check after you push the third one in.
Whoa!
Rogue dice.
Whoa! Rogan!
Oh my god, sorry.
0 for 3. Ooh, that's karma.
Yeah, that's probably karma. The worst thing is I think I saw what the first roll was going to be, and it was way better than that. 3.
Okay, so with you doing what you did, you
First number again.
you still can't pinpoint where the water is coming from, but what you do notice is after you push the third one in, you hear the water kind of pulling up and stop, and then after you pull it up and it stops, you are kind of looking around, and as you are doing that, you look back down at the piece you just pushed in, and it's starting to rise. The pieces, all 3 of the pieces you just pushed in are starting to climb back up.
Sorry, I'm not there. Fuck. I know what's happening.
You need Big Bad in there.
You see Lyric doing a backstroke coming over. He's butterflying.
Phelps.
Oh. Oh. I will yell over to Gorath and Vildor. Gorath, Vildor, I might need your help over here for a minute. I think I've found something.
Okay.
On my
Are you trying to
way.
call Dres the Wolf?
No, I want
Oh,
big
okay.
beady hands.
Oh, okay, good.
Misconnect
Sorry.
with
You looked that way and I was like...
No, I was looking like who was nearest to me. That
Right,
would probably hear
gotcha.
me. So then, yeah.
Okay. So yep, so you guys, Gorath and Vildor, pop over there, and you can.
I have found these contraptions inside this gazebo. I have understood that there is a mechanism here that I am a tad confused with. I've pushed them all down. I've heard water pooling, and now they're all descending again. I could use your help. I don't know if this is do it in the correct order or do it at all at the same time.
Well,
Or if there's anything else in here that you guys could help with navigating and seeing
would you
what I'm doing right
mind
or wrong.
showing me what you mean?
And so then I will go over the contraption, I'll say, inside these shelves. They don't move. In a twisting motion, they don't raise, but if you push them down, some sort of water pools somewhere that I cannot understand where.
Is it like pooling right now as we speak?
So it's done pooling, and right now it's all kind of silent because now the water is still, it's not pooling up anymore, whereas it was, when he was pushing them in, water was rushing somewhere, and now that it's not, you can't really hear anything, but you do notice that the stones that he's pointing out are slowly starting to climb back up.
You said there was like pictures?
Yeah.
Can I just look at those pictures and like see if they share any importance on what this gazebo is, or maybe like give me any more information on it? It's telling you how to work it.
Mm-hmm. So, Basically, what you can point out is the pictures they're all pictures of a pool, and they have sunbeams that are kind of like coming in at different angles. And from your interpretation, if you're standing in the center of the gazebo, there's a picture here, there's a picture here, and there's a picture here. And your 3 like contraptions that you had just uncovered, one light on this picture is going this way, one light on this picture is going this way, and the one light on this picture is going, like, it seems like it's pointing straight down. And if you were to like geometry your lines, you'd see that they would point to the squares that you're standing by.
Oh, so it's telling me where the contraptors are. Okay. Yeah.
Do I have time to move over here, or am I still doing my shit?
If you want to be done in there, you can. You can get out and get dressed and dry off and come back to them if you want.
All right, yeah. I just want to help out.
No, yeah. If there's nothing else you're gonna do in there, yeah, you can.
Can I make
over
like
then.
like an investigation check?
Yeah.
I'll use lucky too, so it's at advantage.
Okay.
I'll kind of walk up, and I'm assuming they're pressing down, and then we're seeing the.
21.
Okay. So when you investigate the things that Inro's been telling you about, you go down and you see exactly what what she described as a shelf. There's a square contraption inside that is slowly starting to rise. As you go down there, and she told you that you push down to get it to go. You try pushing down, and as it's coming back up, you can't like push it back down. It doesn't want to go back down.
But every time it does it, so every time they push it down, right, all 3 of them, you still hear like water, right?
I guess at this point you guys wouldn't hear the water. Inro's the only person that's heard the water so far, but for the sake of time, what I will explain is as you guys are doing this and kind of watching this all unfold, there's going to be a pretty synchronous thud.
I know what I'm gonna do.
All of them go up.
I'm gonna go. Hey, give me a second, and I'm gonna go over in this here because is this touching the water?
No, not quite. It's close.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go on the bottom of the gazebo, and I'm going to say, hey, hit those one more time, and then I'm going to investigate anywhere near in this water if like something latches open, or like if I'm getting a different sound, or like if a clue to where that water's coming in from.
Okay.
Or where that water came from.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll all simultaneously push it
Yep,
down.
you guys push, you do an investigation.
Nice. Dirty 20.
Okay. So you guys all push down them in order, or not in order, I guess you just all push down at the same time. And then as you guys do that, you, I guess, all the 3 of you that are doing this make investigation checks.
Mostly, I guess Gorath's doing it, but
Yeah, you can roll.
or just roll. You just say what you're doing it.
24.
Yeah, I would say we've seen all the commotion. I
Oh,
got
nice.
a nat 20.
Okay, so Gorath will be hearing the water, and he is going to like kind of start like looking around, and he's going to kind of get down like on all 4s, and he's going to start looking and trying to hear where the water's coming from. And he slowly starts getting, as the water is rising somewhere, he finds his way to the center of the gazebo, and he puts his head down. And he can hear the water pooling directly in the center of the gazebo.
Like beneath him?
Yes. And then you, when you're out there and you're looking for this, you don't necessarily see or even really hear anything. But what you do, I guess, you hear them push the contraptions down, and then as they are doing that, you are kind of watching the pool, and over in that corner where you're standing,
Right.
you can kind of see that the water starts to shift a little bit.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna get in the water now,
Okay.
and then I'm going to, like, not dive in here, but like try to investigate now that kind of bank side,
Okay.
looking towards the gazebo.
Yep. So when you do that, you go down, and I'll just carry over your dirty 20. You are looking, and there is 3 very, very, very small tubes. Tubes, like almost like PVC pipe.
Plumbing. What's my 24 get me?
For you with your investigation, you kind of go over and you see where Gorath now is kind of like he's got his head down, he's listening, and he points out that there's something here. And then with your investigation, you are kind of just like walking around him and then examining the area that he's kneeling between. And then when he stands up, Gorath, because he's so fucking heavy, he steps to the right and steps to the left, and there are 2 like triangular, almost kind of like obtuse looking like triangle pieces that kind of form a circular like cutout for stones. And you notice a couple of them like kind of like move a little bit when he stands on them.
Gorath, the stones you just stepped on seem to shift.
And then he'll look down and he'll roll a strength. I don't know what he's got for strength, but let's see what I got. Oh, he probably won't even need it.
I'm pretty sure he's
It's like plus
got
8, I'd
plus
say.
5.
He can lift these with his pinky. So he goes down and he starts kind of pressing on some of these stones and moving them, and he finds the 2 that he hit with his feet, and he takes his finger and kind of just like flips these 2 up, and he then takes those, shoves them to the side, looks at 2 more that are kind of in the center of that, and he flips those up, and then there's 2 more to the right side of where he was that he will also flip those over now, and then there is a like concrete wall in like a half circle that goes, and you guys have seen now, if you're by the center, all the water had pooled up there, and now that all 3 of them have been pushed in again, water pooled up, and now that it's at its peak, the metal or the concrete stones that you guys pushed in are starting to like slowly, very, very slowly rise again, and you can see the water just inch its way lower and lower and lower and lower as it's lowering again.
So are they like stairs that we can go down, or is it?
No. But what you do, make a perception check.
Hard time visualizing this.
I did too. It's like I got 2, so Builder's having a tough time too.
Okay, what'd you get?
Uh,
I'm gonna try and draw this for you guys.
oh, so I rolled 17.
Okay.
I'll say Drazul's been over here just kind of like keeping to himself, but watching you guys and trying to piece it together himself.
I get where the water's coming from, right? It's coming from the pool, but I just don't know like
Where's it
Yeah,
going?
don't get what
what this looks like, you know, like what the actual gazebo looks like.
Just fucking tear it to shreds.
Because right when he said you clicked it down, you hear like the water. It's like, oh, there's obviously like something connected
Okay.
to like a pressure plate.
So there's the circle in the center, right?
Yep.
This is the wall that Gorath just took all these pieces out. You guys see the water building in this area, and then this is just solid concrete. That's right here. And then with your 17, there are no stairs, there's nothing down there, but there is a very, very, very faint light at the very bottom of this well.
Oh, so you're just saying like the gazebo's built on a well, essentially.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know what? Rope tied.
Okay?
Gorath.
Okay. So you swan dive into this
Never
bitch.
seen again.
And
It's 10 feet. It's 20. It's 30. No, it's 100.
when you, so you got the rope around you, Gorath's holding it.
I'll roll strength for him.
Okay.
Oh, nat 20.
Yeah,
Nice.
Gorath has one fucking arm just holding this as you are diving in.
The nat 20's a diamond, so every time I roll it, I like
Um,
what numbers?
And as you keep diving, what's your con?
14.
Okay, what's that modifier?
plus
Plus 2? Plus 2? Okay. So, as you dive, you are kind of continuing down deeper and deeper and deeper. And the water, you are diving much faster than the water is actually like receding. And as you are approaching, I'm going to say you're about your swim speed is equal to your movement speed, right? Or is it half?
No, it's half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, yeah, you have only, there's like a specific race that has swim speed, but.
Yeah, okay.
Merfolk.
So,
Yeah.
as you continue to dive, I need at about halfway, you are about 30 feet deep now, and I need you to make a con save.
Nice. 18.
Okay, you're good.
My survival is also a +8, so if you need me to be holding my breath and regulating my airways, I can also do that very well.
Okay, so as you get down to the bottom of this well, you are going, I'm going to say you keep swimming for a bit, and you are going to get down to the bottom of this well, and I need you to make one more con save.
Come on.
Ooh, terrible. 4.
Okay, so now what I need you to do is I need you to roll a d6.
Hit the side of the well.
Slime time.
Come on.
5.
Okay, so you're going to take 5 points of damage.
Oh shit, that's backwards.
I don't know.
That's gonna be a good thing.
Yeah, no, you are taking 5 points of damage as you are beginning to feel your lungs get tight. Now, make a perception check for me.
That I'm good at.
You better perceptive with your high wisdom score.
Slime
Oh
time
my
for your
fuck.
crimes.
Hey.
No, I'm not using that.
You're not?
Not on this. Are you fucking kidding me?
What'd you get?
1.
Okay, so you you get down there and just with like the tightness in your chest, you're not really focused on anything else. But when you get down there, there is a hilt that is at the bottom of this well.
I
Make it for Alaric.
spells quick.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
second.
I got you.
It's a hilt with sword and stuff for Alaric.
That's where we need that little timer that we had.
Oh
yeah, I know.
Even if it's a great sword, Alaric's wielding it.
It's Alex!
Yeah. I'm gonna grab onto that hilt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull the rope to signify Gorath start pulling,
Okay.
and then as he starts going, Misty Step
Okay.
as high as I can go, which is 30 feet.
Okay. So, so I guess the strength isn't necessarily the relevant piece here. It's more of just a signal. I was gonna have him roll a strength check to pull you up, but you don't have to do that. So when you get down, or when you Misty Step up, we're holding the sword. Now, when you're holding something, does it just come with you with Misty Step?
If I'm holding anything, if it's anything that's on me, goes with
Okay.
me. So like my shield's on my back, my sword's sheathed. So if I'm holding onto that thing and like wielding it, and I cast Misty Step, it comes with me.
Okay.
I'll look it up. We'll look it
Briefly
up.
surrounded by a silver misty teleport to 30 feet on occupied space that you can see.
Mm-hmm. But you can see 30 feet up. You're probably 65 to 70 feet in the well now.
It just says you teleport, so that's really up to you, I'd say. I don't know.
Because if it does say that whatever you're holding comes with you,
So it says, it says, Misty Step generally brings along whatever you are holding or wearing.
okay.
This means items like weapons, armor, or held objects will travel with you.
Okay. The only
Does not bring another creature.
Okay, the only thing I'm curious of is that if this thing is lodged in there, does that still work?
Okay, let me read more.
Right, because you're technically not holding it then, correct?
Yeah, because it's
It's being held in the
It's
stone.
being held it's being held more in the stone than in your hands.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not like.
Oh, it's into a stone. It's not just like
No, it's
holding
like
item
almost like
anchored
the
to ground
sword of
wall,
King
it
Arthur
will
in the sword.
likely stay
in the
behind.
stone.
Oh yeah, then I would definitely
Okay,
stay.
so
Okay.
shit.
So here's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
You're going to Misty Step up 30 feet. As the water has been slowly coming down, you Misty Step up 30 feet. You are now kind of like rappelling on the wall, and you are 10 feet above the water now.
Oh,
yeah, just
okay.
let it drain.
You know what? Now that I'm there in Gorath, I'm trusting Gorath wholeheartedly.
Yep.
Thankfully, Misty Step. Oh, legit. I will slowly, like,
And
lower
how-
myself down again.
I just want to check, how long is typically a rope? How long is normally an adventurous pack for a rope?
I think it's
Oh, it's 50.
50
So if it's
feet.
50 plus feet down.
Yeah. So where I would say you are at right now is you are about 65 feet deep. You Misty stepped up 30 feet, so now you're at 35 feet.
Yeah, 50.
So you could go down as far with rope guidance to 50 feet, and then you'd have approximately 15 feet left where the rope would not be able to get you.
Okay, is there any water where I could still, right now, that I can still get down but still
Yeah.
not have the rope?
Yeah, the
Okay.
water itself is probably like 10 feet below where you're at, and it's still very slowly lowering, but
Okay.
it is still there.
Cool. Then I'll jump down into the water,
Okay.
leaving the rope 15 feet out.
Okay.
Wait for the water to go out,
Okay.
and then grab onto the sword to try to start pulling it.
Okay.
Guidance.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
You can enhance ability if you want.
I could, but I already wasted that shit.
Oh, duh.
That's a level 2, I'm not using that shit. So guidance D4.
You get decent strength. Just a strength save.
Yep.
3. Not bad.
Oh my fucking god. What is up with me rolling 2s?
Here.
So 7.
Okay. So you try to pull it out, and it's not really going anywhere.
Fuck. I'm assuming if I keep trying, it's gonna get harder.
Possibly.
Fine, I'm gonna give it one last shot
Okay.
to try to take it out.
Okay.
Does guidance stay?
I think it's a minute.
Just, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, concentration for a minute.
What'd he get?
9.
He's literally rolling 2s and 3s right now.
Okay.
I was rolling so well, and now my dice are failing me.
Okay.
This is horseshit.
That's the one.
Okay. So
I'm gonna come out and look below and watches him failing at pulling the sword.
okay.
This is embarrassing.
So what I need you to do as well is make an Arcana check.
Wow. 12.
Okay.
I could
So
just have that.
Okay. So this will help you. The DC is not hard, especially as a magic-based user. This is not terribly difficult. There is magic properties here. The sword is pretty potent with it. The other thing that you noticed is that as you are trying to pull this sword out, it takes an immense amount of strength to be able to unlodge it or take it out of what it's currently resting in. But even with your 9 that you got, when you pulled it out, you got it to lift a little bit, but then you just couldn't get it, and then it magnetized back into the rock. It just shot back down, more than gravity would do.
As this,
Gotcha.
As this whole thing's going on,
Right. I might use that dispel magic right now.
as this whole thing's going on, could Vildor just kind of be sitting up on top of the well, and could he prepare Featherfall into his spell book?
Yeah,
So he's gonna do that.
because wizards can do that, right? They can prepare any spell at any time.
They have to take a short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah, I mean, you're just
Yeah.
sitting up there, you're not doing anything.
Yeah. And I'm gonna drop
Okay.
Riley's Binding Ice. Oops.
Okay.
Delete that.
How high up are we? Do we like? Because we're seeing him like struggling right now, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of. Like, it's pretty dark. The only thing that is giving off the light that you guys see, basically, it's like, this is about 60 to 65 feet down. And you guys see, like, about probably 40 feet down with the light. And then there's, like, darkness. And then you see this very faint little, like, peak of little light at the very bottom of this thing. And you can just see Inrol's like shadow and kind of like things in the very bottom of this pit.
Hey, Inrol, how is it going down there?
I might be failing.
What is it that you are tasked with?
It seems that this sword is lodged into some stone by magic. But it also could maybe be pulled out with some strength.
Oh, try pulling it out when it's in the water.
I also have nine.
I'm not sure that would work.
I
We
checked.
need to spell magic.
I checked and it said an object that's stuck.
Oh,
Okay.
then maybe.
So that's what I was like.
First, I'm gonna like click. I'm gonna go and hit the plates down and see how much does the water rise when I do that.
So what I will say time-wise is like when you click all the plates down,
Or like, does one plate still bring water in?
yes.
Oh, so then if that's the case, I don't want to click all three. I will do like one, trying to like, steady out the water more.
Okay.
To where I'll put like, let me know when the sword is fully into the water.
And I'm gonna just cast Featherfall on myself and just jump in.
Okay. So what I will say when you do this is that when you, as this is going on, you do this. You guys are talking, trying to figure this out. When you push it in, push the first one in, the water rises, and it's gonna rise to over the course of. I'm not gonna say this is gonna happen right away. You'll have time to do things. I'm just gonna explain it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll rise about 25 feet, and so then when it does that, as you click that one in, the water will stabilize. As you heard, basically, like when you push that first one in and you were trying to figure it out, you heard water coming in, but you didn't really hear water like draining.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So like but how high does it go to?
About 20 to 25 feet.
Oh, so it's above the sword.
Yes.
Okay. So then as it's getting.
And it fills slowly. Like it's faster than it drains, but it's not like he hits the button and just starts like flowing up.
But I will.
Yeah, it's gradual.
Once it gets to like above the hit, like right at above the hilt or the pommel, I'll start like seeing if I pull, if it makes it easier to pull with me.
So right now, I would say the water will fill probably about a foot every 15 to 30 seconds.
Fine.
And so as the water is pulling up and it's over the sword now, it's about right to like where the hilt is at. You're trying to pull it, and it's still kind of feeling the same like.
Yeah, no, I want it to be
resistance.
above the pommel.
Okay, so
Like,
as you let it go
the
there,
sword submerges.
Fully
Fully
submerged.
submerged, right.
and as you try pulling it, it is still kind of giving you the same kind of resistance that you felt the first couple times you tried pulling it without the water there.
All right.
Maybe we need to try all three.
I'll just kind of glide down there.
Yep.
My robes are
Yep.
full in the air. And Vildar's gonna whisper into his birchwood staff. He's gonna imbue it with knock. And
Okay.
he's gonna kind of tap the sword.
Okay.
See what happens.
Okay.
Because it says, choose an object, yada yada yada, or another object that contains a target that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck.
Okay.
So,
So you tap it, and you find that your magic does find a little bit of purpose, and that's about all you get.
try now, Idril.
Now roll a strength check.
Come on!
All right.
Stop me ass!
All right. You know what, Dice? I have not used it all tonight.
That
This is-
And fuck it, I'll bless him too.
We're not fucking this one up.
So 2d4s.
Yep. Want to roll one?
For,
Okay.
for all of Christ's sakes, you know.
Oh, he's good.
Oh,
he's
thank
good.
God. Okay.
So 3.
So-
Oh, 2 threes too. Nice.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
So as you are at, so now basically as this is happening, you are standing with your hands like on the outside of this hilt of the sword, and the water is pooling up to your neck. And as Vildor like dinks it with the staff, you just start pulling up, and it's coming out. And then as it gets out, you feel it kind of like flick out from the
Like stone and everything.
stone sheath that it was in, and now you are holding this sword in your hand that looks something like. I'm gonna try and conceal all the other items here. That.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Fucking right.
What's it look like?
Yeah, that's definitely for me.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Even if it's a great axe or a great sword, I'm wielding that bitch.
And so yeah, I will hold it above my head.
Okay.
We are successful, and then start like push more levers.
Yeah, and I'll push one down, push another one.
Okay.
and try to get the water to start rising back
And
up.
yep,
for
the
them.
water is rising, and you both are able to kind of just like use the wall and the leverage of the water to try and kind of float up.
Yeah, use the rope.
And then you're gonna use the rope. Yep, and then you guys can kind of easily just kind of like water repel your guys' way out of this hole, and you get out of the well of sorts, and you are now holding, and at the very bottom of the hilt, it says so basically on the bottom of like the pommel there is a how do I describe this? A very ornate silver wing that you saw in your table when you did your little thing when he was at the Undercroft and you did the thing with the salt.
Augury.
Yeah. And the wing that you saw is hanging off of the bottom of this like a loop, almost like a charm. And at the very bottom, it says Sun Sword.
God. It's a fucking sun sword.
And then, on the other side, what languages do all of you speak?
It don't fucking matter, baby. I got comprehend languages, baby. Come on now.
I speak Elvish, Dwarvish, Celestial.
Halfling, Dwarvish, Elvish, Common.
Okay.
As far as I know, are just Draconic and Common.
Okay. And then you have comprehend
I can
languages?
speak them all.
Okay. So,
I guess read them all.
yeah.
It's a ritual, so you can
Yep.
cast it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, what I will say is that on the back of that, I'm trying to remember. I gotta pull up the
Is this a longsword?
short sword.
Oh, short
Or well, no, it is a long sword. Never mind, long sword.
If it was a short sword, I had a little fight. If it was me using it. The long sword. Fuck, I can't use it.
Yes. Yes, it is a long sword.
Long sword?
Yes. Let me look this up quick.
Dude, Knock has really fucking paid out for us this campaign.
That is not what I was anticipating you guys were gonna be using to get that out, but
Well, we anticipate strength, but some of us can't roll good on strength. So
Apparently not tonight. Everything else I've done tonight has been rolling fantastically, but not that.
okay. And then on the back of the hilt in Celestial, you read Ivan.
yeah, I don't want to wield that thing. Fuck.
And this sword is incredibly ornate, and the pendant, that wing at the bottom, you guys, from getting the silver ignits, working with Glenn at the blacksmith and everything, you guys can tell just by how heavy the charm is, and by like how it shines and glistens. Like that charm at the very bottom is made of pure silver.
Can I do an Arcana check to maybe learn the properties of said sword?
Yes, you could.
I'm gonna use lucky.
Okay.
Ooh, let's go. 25.
Okay.
Lucky on the plus
That could've-
11 Arcanas. You're crazy.
Guidance
Yeah. I
I could just use Identify on it.
Save a spell though, because what's the Identify level 2?
It's a ritual too.
Okay. So, you understand that the Sun Sword is a legendary longsword that requires attunement. It's a unique blade. It is a unique blade that is imbued with a sun crystal in its hilt, formed by platinum steel and silver around the hilt and at the pommel. Where are the stats? Here we go. It possesses the power of sentience. The Sun Sword is a sentient, chaotic good weapon with the intelligence of 11, wisdom of 17, and a charisma of 16. And it is able to project light up to 60 feet.
Damn.
The personality of the Sun Sword is a special purpose only known to the wearer. It is said to be one of the great weapons that was used to try and purge the evil of Strahd ben Zarovich. The weapon was secretly hid, as Strahd feared its capabilities in the wrong hands.
I didn't know we have that.
And so I kind of let my hands on him.
Yeah, I'm just holding it like this.
The sword was once wielded by a great warrior that was helping to purge the land of its evils until something befell them and was purged away, hidden away from all light, with the ideal of being able to be hidden to save Barovia from its resolution.
Is it like a +5?
It's a plus 2 longsword, finesse, 1d8, 1d10 radiant.
You have it.
And I kind of back
Radiant Queen.
This sword, it seems alive. Possesses an abundance of radiant magic.
How can a sword be alive?
There are some items imbued with sentient beings.
Interesting.
Or wait, not that this changes a whole lot. So the sword has with its sentience ability, it has the ability to sense things such as beings and other objects within 60 feet of it. But it does emit a bright light of up to 15 feet of sunlight.
Let's see. Well, there's no sunlight. So.
That's open. Because vampires can't regenerate sunlight.
Oh, it does that.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said it emits.
No, it emits
Gotcha.
sunlight like a
Yes.
light, but
yes,
it
I thought you were saying like,
emits
if
light
it's
and then
in
sunlight.
then it would.
yes,
Okay.
yes, but it does have it is a radiant sword.
I do believe the conscience inside this weapon is a peaceful one, but that will not be for sure until someone has attuned to it.
Are you still holding it?
Oh yeah.
Make a perception check.
He goes, oh yeah.
He ain't letting that thing go.
You see Eric's little hands like
25.
Okay. Now make a history check.
$13.
Okay, so neither of them were terribly hard, especially the perception because you're fucking holding it. The perception check, what you notice or hear is as you are holding it, you can hear the
Whispers.
yeah. And then your history check, you remember when Ivan walked by you. That in the sense of the whispers, the only thing that's different is that when Ivan walked by you, when you guys were in the castle, they were like painful whispers that were like almost like tormented whispers, like almost trying to like escape. Whereas this whisper that you're hearing out of the sword, it sounds similar to that, but almost like it's trying to find purchase somewhere.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later.
Yeah. So that is what you guys find there.
Good shit.
well.
Don't know if our time here is done, but it seems we were successful in what we're trying to find.
My mission was unsuccessful, but it seems like we have found better fortunes than what I was looking for.
Possibly scratched off one of the sections of the riddle.
Yes, this is definitely...
I believe we've scratched off the third section, the other.
Well, now shall we head off to the Abbey?
I do believe that makes the most sense.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys are good, you guys walk back out the same way you came in.
Yes, do we want to stop before we do that, maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna get you guys back to the city.
I was just gonna kind of get in there and then
Yeah.
under myself what you guys missing. So.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna get back to the town, and then you guys can. That's where we were. We'll stop it. So you guys get back to the town, and you guys see the kids that you guys helped out. All those other things, and then are able to kind of like reconvene and get your horses some water and food and other shit, and then you as a collective party decide that you're going to go to the Abbey of St. Markovia, and that is where we're going to end the session before we pick up next week.
Let's go.
Good shit. Good shit.
F&A Ray.